Okay, so this is our sprint review for the first sprint that we just did this week. So some of the things that we accomplished in our first sprint were two of the biggest things were the handouts that we had talked about creating, and I will show them to you here. So the first handout was for the lunchroom attendance, and it just goes through and kind of lists the things to look for with kids with autism and how they have selectivity with food. And it just explains some of the things that they will and won't eat, things that they need done so that they will eat. And then just a note here at the bottom, um, just telling them, if you see that I'm having a difficult time or I look like I'm not focused, come and help me or ask if I need help, because a lot of kids with autism are unwilling to or unable to ask for help. And then the second thing was a little booklet that I put together on autism awareness for the parents and a little bit for the teachers, but mainly for the parents of the children that are in the class with the student. And it just goes through and there's basic questions that kids might ask their parents about a classmate that has autism. And I'll post these so that you guys can look at them a lot closer. We did our planning poker for this second sprint, and here's kind of a little excerpt from it. We only had 3 different stories that we'll be working on for this sprint, and this is how they scored. This one being the most difficult because it's going to require the most effort put into it and things that it needs done for it. And then our updated backlog, I'll pull up here for you. So what we did for our backlog is everything that we finished last week from the first sprint, we just moved over to the completed or done one. And these were the 2 sprints we worked on last time. And now we've chosen a different sprint or different stories for our new sprint. And these are the different assignments that will be going along with it. And as soon as these are done, we'll move them over and go to the next one. So that's what we did with our backlog.
That was cute.
Okay, now you can tell them about the time frame.
Okay. So going with the current sprint on the backlog, we assigned the time frame for each activity. So the first part was finding a guest speaker, whether that's a parent or a guest speaker for this presentation. We figured that it kind of varies because you could find someone in, it might take a few days, even close to a week to find somebody. So we gave it a range of 1 day to 5 days, a speaker. Creating the presentation that they'll be giving wouldn't take too long if you just dedicated a day to presentation, especially with the information that we already have, such as the pamphlets and other things.
So for number 6,
the presentation wouldn't take too much longer than 1 day. Getting a schedule of the seminars, we gave that one 1 day because that's easily accessible from state websites and different things like that. And so easily accessible online, we gave it 1 day. The actual oral presentation, we gave it a range of 2 to 3 days for preparation. We figured that would take a little bit longer than creating the presentation itself, just because you want to present it and what things you want to talk about time. And so we gave that one a little bit longer range of 2 to 3 days.
Okay, so this is just kind of an idea of what we've done for this week. So hopefully you guys realize the work we've put into it and see that we're coming along.